Okay, can you hear me? My name is Ingrid Berg. I'm from the Norwegian University of Science and Technology, and I've written a paper on innovation with creative collaborative practices together with adjunct professor Sebastiano Lombardo from BE Norwegian Business School, and also together with Ola Lædre, which is an associate professor at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology. This paper is a part of my master thesis, which was written during the spring of 2018. And it is also a contribution to a larger research project, which is called Contract Strategies and Specialist-Based Interaction, which is a cooperation between the Norwegian University of Science and Technology, and different large actors from business life. Thank you. So first, I want to start off with a bit of the background and motivation for why I've chosen this topic. The issues that we're facing concerning problem-solving processes today are related to the increased focus on minimizing waste and maximizing value in each project that is being delivered. This is related to the core concept of lean construction and can pose some issues related to how we solve our problems during the project. In addition, an increased complexity and uniqueness in design in each project given by regulations from the government, safer production during the project, and other elements could or will always increase the involvement of the stakeholders, making it more demanding regarding communication and involvement. In addition, traditionally, the problem-solving processes have been carried out as moving along the existing patterns of solutions that we know. This leads to a limitation of the possibilities of achieving innovation in each project. So which possible approaches or solutions do we have to these issues? One of them could be to apply a conscious and structured approach towards these processes, using a framework which is been done some research on, for example. This would require close facilitation and knowledge among the participants of the given method or practice. In addition, as the involvement of stakeholders increase, the focus on creation of trust and interaction, and especially psychological safety, which I will come back to later, among stakeholders is crucial and very important. So which practices should we use? Which methods should we implement? And how does it work in a real-life project? The problem statement of this paper is, how does creative collaborative practices mediate the production of innovative solutions in a multidisciplinary project, engineering project? Here, we've combined creativity and collaboration as we see them as dependent of each other in order to achieve innovative solutions. In addition, a multidisciplinary project would acquire great interaction, which is both demanding and very rewarding if successful. In addition, the problem statement includes only one project, an engineering project, which gives us a qualitative study. The problem statement is elaborated through 3 research questions. The first one is related to an identification of the different creative cooperative practices. The second one is limited to the experience of these identified practices. And the third one is related to the improvement of the practices in future projects. Each research question carries one limitation, The first limitation is that we have only looked at procurement and design as project activities in this project. The only point of view that is given is the one of the main contractor. And the time frame of the study is limited to 9 months, given the time of my master thesis. The methodology that is used for this study is both a literature study and a case study of Team Bispeka, which is a project in Oslo. The literature study goes through different soft topics as trust and collaboration, creativity and innovation in lean, and also creative processes. The main data source is from the case study of Team Bispeka. 5 interviews have been done with the project management. A document study of the project material is carried out, and also in total 10 observations of sessions from the creative process is being made within procurement and design. The case study is a very central project in the development of the harbor in Oslo. Team Bispeka are building apartments in a project called B2, which is this building, and also B6A, which is a more demanding architectural or design-wise project. It's the red square in there. That is called B6A. As you can see, there are some demanding tasks regarding groundworks, as it is partly on sea. The case study is a project which is aiming to increase project value and reduce costs in a long-term view by implementing new solutions and using creative processes, as well as focusing on partnership and also interaction strategies. This is a unique project to study as they have a very high client drive. The client is very motivated to help them with these processes and to achieve innovation, and is also very significant use of resources on innovation in particular. The findings from the case study, especially the observations, are based on a model from the dissertation of Lombardo from 2014, which is a 4-phased process. And I've mainly chosen to focus on the first 3 as they represent creativity, as the last phase, which is the choice of best solution, is more of a milestone than a process. The first phase is focus, where we determine what to solve or what to improve in the project. The next phase is the idea generation, where bringing possible solutions and ideas to the table and documenting them is the purpose of each session. The third phase is assessment and evaluation, where discussing and evaluating the presented and documented ideas and possible solutions and turning them into realistic and complete solutions is the aim. So this is the main findings from research question 1. The aim was to identify different practices that the case study is using. And as the picture in the middle shows, the project uses a lot of symbolic illustrations to show how they wish to cooperate through their vision. The first finding that I would like to present is the participation of different stakeholders in creative sessions. Team Bispeka invites different stakeholders to the table in order to increase the experience and knowledge around the table and to avoid misunderstandings on a later stage. The second finding I would like to talk about is the co-location of stakeholders. Team Bisvika spends a lot of resources on keeping their consultants, which traditionally would be in their own office, on site, some of them in a 100% position. This gives them an increased feeling of being a team and also increases the feeling of responsibility for each stakeholder. This goes for the consultants as well as some of the suppliers. In addition, Bisvika has tried to implement a new contract type, which focuses on milestones and giving bonuses for achieved milestones, as opposed to the traditional way of giving bonuses to consultants. Another element is the focus on creating winning teams. This is about making all the stakeholders pulling in the same direction and increasing creativity by making them feel as they're a part of the team and not against each other as stakeholders. My next point is developing discipline strategies. Discipline strategies is a document that they're developing in order to map the potential of innovation within each discipline of the project. In some disciplines, there might not be that big of an achievement or a potential to go through with the creative process. In other disciplines, a lot of money or resources could be saved. In addition, Team Bisvika are focusing on the procurement process of each supplier or subcontractor, assuring the most motivated suppliers or the partners and inviting them to a long-term relationship consisting of giving and taking resources in order to together achieve innovation. Research question 2 is related to the experiences of the practices mentioned. This picture is from one of the sessions within design, where you can see the use of smartboards. The use of smartboards is a support for the creative process and not an innovation in itself. As it aids the communication, it aids the registration and visualization of each presented idea. Especially through the interviews, it has been uncovered that it's demanding to catch all details and remember the cleverness when you're documenting an idea and bringing it to the next session. The time frame is also demanding to know how much time the elements of one session requires. Team Bisvika are using resources as an innovation manager and also an interaction manager to facilitate and support the process. The process requires close facilitation, as pointed out of several of the interviewees. But all of these elements and all of the practices mentioned increases a feeling of belonging through a very strong and team-building vision in the project. The third research question is related to the improvement of practices. By creating an adequate time frame for each session, the quality and the productivity of each session could increase. If the participants of each session are required to prepare, this could also elevate quality. Most of these mentioned elements require time, knowledge, and patience. So there are more potential improvements than specific improvements that were given by the interviewees. Some of the interviews pointed out that the balance between the daily workload, especially in design, and spending resources on the creative process can be demanding. And they would like more resources spent on innovation in their field of the project. In addition, techniques for increased creativity, such as focusing on supply chain management as a starting point for improved solutions could be a possible improvement. Summing up, there has been added different preparation points and different physical deliveries from each session in order to improve the process as it is today. As a backbone throughout the creative process, we've put up the green arrow in the bottom, whereas development of trust is important throughout each phase in the process. For future research, it would be interesting to expand the limitations mentioned previously, whereas the project activities could be property development, production, and sales. The view of the main contractor could be expanded to be the view of the client, the suppliers, and the consultants. And the 9 months time limitation could be non-representative for the development of the creative process in this specific project. Thank you for your attention.